Hello everyone, and welcome back to Clan Generator, where last time Hopeclan began as just little Bitekit and little Bouncekit. But unfortunately, through the course of last episode, Bouncepaw joined her clanmates in StarClan. As now Bounceskitter, who now has her full medicine cat name. After last time, she was not able to get it before she joined StarClan. Galespots, who joined the two when she found them as apprentices, has also joined StarClan, unable to help our cats any longer. And poor Biteiris is left alone once more, now with 3 kits of the late Bouncepaw, who aren't quite sure what to do with no guidance from the only adult left. So that's where we left off Hopeclan last episode. Also, I wanted to thank you guys for your support. At the time of recording this, the first episode has gotten over 10,000 views. And that is just amazing, incredible. I don't even know what to say about that. I didn't expect to get that many views for years. So thank you all for supporting the first episode and helping me realize that this series should continue. Now on with the episode. Hopeclan has no deputy, Hopeclan has no leader, and Hopeclan has no medicine cats. Biteiris will always feel their grief, but time has softened it, at least a little. Biteiris has finally decided that even though Bouncepaw isn't here with him anymore, he should focus on her kits. So, I'm not sure if the game will automatically give him an apprentice, but I will do it if the game hasn't. Biteiris thinks Partridgepaw was nice to them today. Bouncepaw goes to tell a secret to Fleetpaw, only for Fleetpaw to tell someone else's secret to them. Fleetpaw stands tall when Partridgepaw walks by, and Partridgepaw admires how brave Fleetpaw is. I think this might be the first time we've seen Biteiris' adult sprite, having not been injured, and he is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure, though. It's possible we might have seen it before. Bouncepaw Jr. is reenacting a move that they saw Biteiris do. Fleetpaw feels a sense of dread, and Partridgepaw is eavesdropping on Bouncepaw. Looking at their relationships, it looks like the siblings all have a good relationship with each other, and not much for Biteiris, maybe even a little dislike, which is interesting. Meanwhile, Biteiris has a little bit more relationship with each of them, a bit of dislike with Partridgepaw. The game has automatically made Biteiris the mentor of every one of the 3 apprentices, so we'll have them go out on patrol together first. It's been a while since Biteiris has had this many cats around him. Most of the time he went on patrol by himself, even with Bouncepaw around. Or Bounceskitter, I should say. While walking along the border, your patrol notices a Moss Clan patrol renewing their scent marks up ahead. We will proceed. Biteiris approaches the other clan patrol, striking up a conversation about the weather. After talking for a short time, the 2 patrols part ways. Biteiris remarks on the Moss Clan cat's kindness to the leader once the patrol has returned to camp. Well, obviously there is no leader, but I guess Biteiris is thinking to himself how the Moss Clan cats are kind. Ooh, this is interesting. Is walking in the dreams of Bouncepaw, which is not Bounceskitter, the original Bouncepaw. This is the new Bouncepaw. Also, I just realized all the cats we have left are males. Probably lots of you noticed that last episode, but me, no, I didn't notice. Fleetpaw took a tumble off a rock while practicing their battle moves. They'll be tender for the next few days. Well, at least it wasn't something too serious. But still, without a medicine cat, things like that are kind of nerve-wracking. Biteiris asks Partridgepaw how they're doing. Bouncepaw appreciates Partridgepaw, telling them they had a feather stuck to their face. Fleetpaw is really surprised that Partridgepaw's life isn't as easy as they thought it was, and Partridgepaw mows congratulations to Bouncepaw for a job well done. Biteiris is puffing out their chest, feeling secure with the space they take up. It looks like despite his experiences, Biteiris has turned out to be a confident cat, which, well, might help him out a little bit. Bouncepaw wants to get to know Biteiris better. Fleetpaw teases Bouncepaw for missing an easy catch. Partridgepaw wants to get to know Bouncepaw better. While on patrol, Bouncepaw notices some suspicious paw prints in the mud beneath the canopy. Nose to the ground following the trail, Bouncepaw doesn't see the blow coming. They haul themselves to their feet, squealing with pain, and run for home. Oh no, I shouldn't have proceeded. I just automatically proceeded, just be like, this is not Mountain Clan. I should not proceed. Ooh. A red fox. I think these two, being wise and calm, would definitely not do that, and we don't need another injured apprentice. I feel like after that encounter with a cat, Biteiris feels like a failure. Now, little Bouncepaw is injured, and there is no medicine cat around. I don't think Biteiris has what it takes. He doesn't really seem to have the knowledge he needs to be a medicine cat. But would he try anyway? Could he try anyway? I think the best option is to maybe make one of Bouncepaw's kits the next medicine cat, because they might have seen their mother doing some herbal things when she was around, which wasn't very long in their life, but it might have been enough for them to pick up on a few things. Partridgepaw, having been close to his mother and not injured like the rest of his siblings, might take on the role for himself. We're going to try it and hope for the best, because I can't think of anything else to do. Also, this is the amount of herbs that we have, which is not much, since obviously nobody has been stocking the herb stores since Bounceskitter died, but it is something. Well, Fleetpaw is now healed, and there's no movement on Bouncepaw, but Partridgepaw, our new medicine cat, got swarmed by bees like young Biteiris once did. Biteiris wants to spend more time with Fleetpaw. Bouncepaw had Biteiris bump into them and didn't even apologize. Fleetpaw thinks Bouncepaw is being annoying. Partridgepaw finds a bit of fluff that reminds them of Bouncepaw and thinks about giving it to them. Partridgepaw had a nightmare involving the Russian River nearby. Poor Partridgepaw. And he also has a bee sting, but thankfully he can still work. Biteiris thinks they're the smartest cat in the clan. Why, Biteiris, why? I mean, I guess you probably are, considering that the others are all apprentices. Bouncepaw is having a hard time keeping up with their training. Having been injured the last couple of moons, he's falling behind, and he hates it. Fleetpaw fell into the nearby creek yesterday and is still feeling damp, but at least he's no longer injured. Partridgepaw goes out searching for daisies, as the green leaf heat brings warmth to their pelt. Greenleaf brings a variable explosion of daisies, raising little white and yellow flowers around every corner, and Partridgepaw can barely even needs to leave camp to gather them. Ooh, I think, even though Biteiris is confident, I don't think he would put the apprentice's life in jeopardy. Bouncepaw has healed well from their cat bite. Yay! But Fleetpaw has gotten heat exhaustion straight after. Well, if the young apprentice medicine cat with no experience can heal Bouncepaw of a cat bite, I'm certain he can also heal Fleetpaw of heat exhaustion. Famous last words. Biteiris gives Partridgepaw a task. Bouncepaw has been spending time with Fleetpaw lately. Fleetpaw is talking with Bouncepaw. Well, those are basically the two of the same thing. And Partridgepaw tells Bouncepaw a secret. Most of the time, like in my clans, it's like, Partridgepaw tried to tell Bouncepaw a secret, and then Bouncepaw went and told somebody else's secret to them. But this time it's not, and it's a positive effect, so that's good. Partridgepaw checks up on the warriors. Biteiris is eavesdropping on Fleetpaw. Bouncepaw hopes they'll learn something new today, and Fleetpaw is wondering if Bounceskitter is doing well in StarClan. Aww, poor baby. Aww. Bounceskitter regrets leaving the clan one medicine cat short. That's sad. Really sad. And meanwhile, Waterstar is gossiping with Applepaw. Gale Spots, having been a newcomer to the clan, is listening to long-forgotten stories about the clan, trying to learn more about them, in death at least. Applepaw wants to use their training to help StarClan. Ravenpaw apparently dislikes Gingerlight's sneezing. Partridgepaw is again going out alone on an herb-gathering patrol, and this time he's searching for thyme. Partridgepaw has no time and no time. They are forced to give up on the search for today. Perfect pun. I feel like the weatherman. Now that Bouncepaw is no longer injured, he can get back to his training, which I'm sure he's very excited about. But he's not acting like his normal self. Bouncepaw whispers that they feel like a failure and that they're not doing good enough. Biteiris gingerly tugs them closer and tells them that they are not just their failures. Failure hurts, that's true, but we can all learn so much from them. All they can do is go out there and ensure he won't make the same mistake twice. Bouncepaw looks at Biteiris with shiny eyes and cuddles even closer. Oh, wow, interesting. This is an interesting interaction. I'm not sure if it's what it's supposed to be, but I'm gonna say that this is Biteiris being a parent to Bouncepaw. Yeah, phew, nothing here. Just a little more, trust, I think. And same here. There really wasn't much there to begin with, but hopefully they'll get a better, relationship soon. Because it's kind of awkward. Biteiris being their mentors and, there being literally no relationship. Alright, well, Partridgepaw's bee sting is healed, and now Partridgepaw got heat exhaustion. Why? Everybody's just getting heat exhaustion. Hopefully with leaf fall now here, it'll go away. Biteiris complains that Partridgepaw never does anything helpful. Bouncepaw mews congratulations to Fleetpaw for a job well done. Fleetpaw appreciates Partridgepaw, telling them they had a feather stuck to their face, and Partridgepaw is stuttering while speaking to Bouncepaw. Overall, looks like, other than this. Oh dear, Biteiris. Oh dear. Biteiris is a bit cocky, and he also is probably quite overwhelmed with all these young ones running around, and him not being that old or experienced himself. So it's no surprise that the clan has some rocky relationships, especially when it comes to Biteiris. Partridgepaw eavesdrops on Fleetpaw, Bouncepaw feels a sense of dread, and Fleetpaw was sought out by another apprentice for their wisdom. Nice. Well, today the only two cats that can go on patrol are these two. Yes, let's catch the bird. We missed the bird. Why? Well, as you said, Biteiris, even your failures can help you. If you learn from them. Learn. Okay. Phew, both Fleetpaw and Partridgepaw have managed to recover from their heat exhaustion. And Biteiris covered for Fleetpaw on something minor. Bouncepaw apologized to Fleetpaw for something or other. Fleetpaw challenged Biteiris to spar with them, and Partridgepaw asks Biteiris how they're doing. Well, it looks like Bounce-Skitter's children are all grown up, having their adult sprites now. They're still not quite ready to finish their training, but they should be pretty soon. Here is Partridgepaw. He's turned out to be, well, he still probably has the same trait as when he was an apprentice, because he's still an apprentice, but still. This is his adult sprite. Here is Bouncepaw, who's absolutely gorgeous, and does remind me a lot of Bounceskitter. And Here is Fleetpaw, who wants to recite the warrior code from memory. And also, again, a gorgeous adult sprite. Ooh, Whisper Poppy is sending an omen of things to come to Bouncepaw. Bounceskitter is currently walking in the dreams of Partridgepaw. And Lion Ember is curious about Milkweed Swarm, even though I'm pretty sure they're literally like mates or something. Hold on a second. As you can see, Milkweed Swarm's kits are Applepaw and Bounceskitter. Okay, Lion Ember's kits are Biteiris and Ravenpaw. Also, neither of them technically have a mate, but the kits do have another parent, and I should make them mates. I didn't do it in the code, but I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They're all in StarClan anyway, but still, I could anyway. This time it's Ravenpaw who's having this interaction, and Applepaw is watching over the clan. Gingerlight reminisces about days gone by. It's leaf fall with the clan once more bathed in lots of gorgeous shades of red and orange. The cats go out on patrol. I feel like Biteiris would want to take both of these two out on patrol before they become warriors, maybe as an assessment of sorts. So he suggests this might be a good time for them to practice teamwork. Everyone has a nice practice session, and their coordination and trust in their clanmates grows stronger. I think Biteiris was quite impressed. Meanwhile, Partridgepaw must go out on their own. Yellow flowers poke out from the leaf litter, signaling that dandelions haven't given up on growing for the season. Unfortunately, Hopeclan doesn't seem to be the only thing after dandelions, and Partridgepaw can't gather from this patch without killing off the already damaged plants. Oh man. Biteiris fell victim to a prank. They don't care if there's no leader. Biteiris knows that Bouncepaw is deserving of their full name. They gather the clan themselves to hold a ceremony for Bouncepaw and name them Bouncefoot, honoring their gallantry. And also, Fleetfreckle is made into a warrior, honoring their passion. So the two apprentices that have chosen the path of warrior have now been named as warriors. And hopefully Partridgepaw will follow. Biteiris saw Partridgepaw the other day but didn't get a chance to say hello. Bouncefoot is really surprised Fleetpaw's life isn't as easy as they thought it was. Fleetfreckle sees that Bouncefoot's piece of prey looks tastier and asks if they'd like to swap, and they swap happily. Partridgepaw thinks about how lucky they are to have someone like Bouncefoot as a friend. Aww. All positive effects here, well, except for the neutral one. Ooh, I wonder if an illness is going to hit Hopeclan. That's not good. Gingerlight, really? I feel like the two new warriors would head out on their own for a patrol. Ooh, interesting. Proceed. Oh, man. And they're named Puzzle! They weren't able to figure out Puzzle. I don't know, guys. I just don't know. The amount of bad puns in this episode compared to any other episode I've ever made is immense. Well, here's the loner that wouldn't join our clan. She was a female, too. And we definitely could have used an extra healer. Oh dear. Let's not. Partridgepaw heads out to gather blackberries. Perfect. There's a good crop of blackberries just waiting for them, and the bramble seems to be sending out new exploratory branches too, promising more growth in the future. As they set out the leaves to dry before they've put away the herb stores, Partridgepaw lets out a purr at the sight of their harvest. Nice. Partridgepaw was finally able to gather some more herbs. Hopeclan has no, well, I mean, that's old news. Biteiris' small cut has healed up nicely. As the StarClan cat steps forward to give Partridgepaw their new name of Patridgefur, they spot Bounceskitter watching them proudly from among the StarClan cats. Aww. Bounceskitter is proud of her son, who has decided to walk the same path that she had decided many moons ago. Well, not that many moons, but, many for a clan that's only been able to survive so far for 21. Biteiris stands tall when Partridgepaw walks by. Bouncefoot is telling a story to Fleetfreckle. Fleetfreckle is stuttering while speaking to Bouncefoot, and Patridgefur swaps favorite prey with Bouncefoot. As the patrol gathers together to train under Freckle's leadership, Biteiris admits they had a vision from StarClan last night. Ooh. But no one can make sense of the vision. That's not good. Also, this map looks absolutely gorgeous, even in Leaf Bear. Aw, Whisper Poppy is wishing we could point Partridgefur to where the elusive herbs are. And Bounceskitter is also worried about the clan in regards to illnesses. She is confident in her son, but at the same time, the clan is so small, and her son doesn't have that much experience. And Gale Spots watches over the clan. As Bouncefoot tears through the forest, stretching their legs on a run, they spot movement out of the corner of their eye. This could be really, really bad. I feel like an adventurous cat would proceed, but I'm terrified. Bouncefoot skids to a halt and tries to sprint after it, but the bird they saw escapes their paws. They chatter angrily at it, and it tries to poop on them. Such is life. Well, at least it was nothing dangerous. It was just a bird that Bouncefoot failed to catch. Partridgefur heads out, deciding Hopeclan needs more blackberry leaves in their stores, despite having gathered them just last moon. Why? I don't know. Partridgefur carefully edges out on a slippery frozen rock, trying to get closer to a branch of blackberry leaves that are still green. Oh no. And they fall into the snow and get the shivering effect. Great. You didn't need to go that far to try and get those blackberry leaves. Well, we don't have enough healthy medicine cats, but thankfully the only one that is sick is our medicine cat. Biteiris might be reading a little too far into Partridgefur's kindness. Oh god. Game. No. That is not... Okay, I'm gonna have to correct that at some point in files. Bouncefoot and Fleetfreckle have an argument about who should get a pretty feather and end up destroying it in their fight. Fleetfreckle is surprised by Partridgefur being thoughtful, and Partridgefur finds a bit of fluff that reminds them of Bouncefoot and thinks about giving it to them. Partridgefur is struggling to remember all the names of herbs. Well, just rest for now, buddy. You're needing to rest right now. Biteiris is strutting around confidently. Bouncefoot spars with some clanmates. Fleetfreckle wonders how Partridgefur is doing. Is judging Partridgefur? What did Partridgefur do wrong? Lion Ember is having a serious fight with Bounceskitter. Milkweed's watches over the clan, and Gale Spots is sharing fresh kill with Gingerlight. Ravenpaw asks Gale Spots questions about their life, and Applepaw listens intently to other cats' stories, while Gingerlight is also telling stories about their glory days. Your patrol catches the scent of a mouse. Bouncefoot locates the mouse and begins to stalk. The mouse nibbles on a seed, unaware of the hunting cat. Bouncefoot waggles their paunches and leaps, pinning the mouse beneath the paw as they make the killing bite. Well, Bouncefoot is indeed a good hunter. Well, last time it was a bird. And this time it is a bird. And the bird tries to poop on Fleetfreckle too. Partridgefur has finally warmed up and is no longer shivering, which means our medicine cat can get back to work. Biteiris stands tall when Partridgefur walks by. Bouncefoot wants to explore the whole territory with Fleetfreckle. Aww. Fleetfreckle challenged Bouncefoot to spar with them. Partridgefur is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Fleetfreckle. Partridgefur is worried others are judging them. First Weedclaw, who was judging Partridgefur, and now Partridgefur worrying about it himself. I wonder if Partridgefur might be doing something his clanmates don't know about. Nothing is here in relationships, but of course it never is when the cat is interacting with others outside the clan and having affairs and stuff. Usually nothing is in the relationship step. Biteiris feels excited. Let's check on his relationships too. Where are the new warriors? Yeah, there is something there that should not be there. But anyway, Bouncefoot, Fleetfreckle, and Partridgefur, he now has a little bit of relationship with all of them, a whole lot more than he used to have, which is a good thing, I think. For the most part, other than that one awkward thing, but we're gonna just ignore that for now. Bouncefoot is daydreaming about how much there is to see in the world. He wants to see it all. Fleetfreckle is sparring with some clanmates, and he turned out to be charismatic. I haven't really looked at that. Partridgefur, true to form, ended up being careful. While hunting, Bouncefoot comes across a rabbit burrow. Bouncefoot catches the rabbit hiding in its burrow. Yay! Biteiris has heard rumors that there is a badger denning in a certain part of Hopeclan territory. Do I think he would proceed? I think he would proceed. I suck. I knew I shouldn't proceed, but okay. Yeah, why did I proceed? There was literally no upside to that. I don't know. I'd actually never gotten that interaction before. I thought, well, maybe it won't be a badger, but of course, it is a badger. So yeah, this isn't good. Well, I guess we continue onward. It's all we can do, really. I mean, I could just, But I guess Biteiris has been reunited with Bounceskitter now, and I guess that's a good thing. But not really a good thing for the 3 warriors that are now left alone. Wow, as soon as Biteiris dies, the game gives us another cat. I don't know if that would have happened otherwise, but the past moon, Biteiris has taken their place in StarClan. Hopeclan mourns their loss, and the clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Oh man, okay. Yeah, we have Weevil Stripe now. I don't, that name, I just don't know. Oh well, Fleetfreckle welcomes Weevil Stripe. Fleetfreckle asks Partridgefur how they're doing, and Partridgefur is always happy to grab some fresh coat for Fleetfreckle. Oh man, well, life goes on. Let's check out our new cat here. Weevil Stripe is a female of 60 moons. She really is too old, really, to be mates with any of our current cats, really. I mean, she even too old for Biteiris, so it is now New Leaf again, but the clan is left without its most prominent member. And now there's a newcomer, making things seem even more foreign. But life has to go on, and so Partridgefur goes out just to gather herbs by himself. And he gets some wild garlic. At least that will help his clanmates. I feel like the 2 more senior somehow warriors would go out with Weevil Stripe, who's a kitty pet. It is a porcupine. I think with the recent deaths, they would not risk any sort of confrontation. And with no events really of note this moon, Bouncefoot and Partridgefur heckled another clan at the gathering together. Fleetfreckle is surprised to hear Partridgefur express an ideal they can agree with. Partridgefur thinks Bouncefoot was nice to them today, and Weevil Stripe saw Bouncefoot being considerate. The clan has kind of gone back to normal. Meanwhile, the list of StarClan cats gets ever more large. I'm just scrolling through them real quick. Gale Spots wants to spend more time with Biteiris after being reunited with him after all these moons. Biteiris thinks about future prophecies with Milkweed Swarm. And I guess that's about it. Partridgefur stares off into space. His father figure, his part mentor, is now gone. The only real link he had even to his mother. because Biteiris knew his mother. It's just gone, and Partridgefur, he can't really stand that. Weevilstripe also feels gloomy. Coming into a clan, she thought that maybe it would be less lonely and less sad than her former life, but no, not really. Everyone here is so sad, and everything is so lonely because there's so few members. They're all mourning right now, all in their own little world. Bouncefoot, meanwhile, tries to make the best of things, sparring with some clanmates. Fleetfreckle plans to visit the medicine cat. I suppose we should interact with them. Relations with Hopeclan have improved after Weevilstripe broke the awkward atmosphere with a friendly greeting and easy conversation. It looks like Weevilstripe is already making themselves useful. Partridgefur has to go out and collect herbs, no matter what. So they go out to look for dandelions. It's a successful gathering mission, which Partridgefur, striding back into camp with the great haul of whole, intact dandelion plants. Later, they'll sort the leaves and roots to be stored separately. The leaves remain fresh for a far shorter time. Bouncefoot overdid their last sparring session and sprained a paw. Bouncefoot sees Fleetfreckle's piece of prey looks tastier and asks if they'd like to swap. They agree to swap happily. Fleetfreckle is complaining Partridgefur never does anything helpful. Oh no. Partridgefur thinks Fleetfreckle isn't very considerate of others. Yikes. Weevilstripe is surprised to hear Fleetfreckle express an ideal they can agree with. Well, at least Weevilstripe is getting over their differences. Partridgefur is proud of his ability to care for his clanmates. Weevilstripe wonders how Partridgefur is doing. Bouncefoot plans to visit Partridgefur, and Fleetfreckle winked playfully at a clanmate from across the clearing. While on patrol, Fleetfreckle noticed some suspicious paw prints in the mud beneath the canopy. Oh dear, should we proceed? I'm a sucker for proceeding. The paw prints lead to a trespassing rogue. Weevilstripe sets up a trap, climbing into the trees with Fleetfreckle and breaking a branch onto the rogue's head that sends the startled intruder yowling as they flee Hopeclan territory. Well, good. At least it wasn't the other way around. Partridgefur takes the opportunity to scout out Hopeclan's territory and find where mullein might be growing this year. Easing the lungs of those with weaker chest muscles or infections, helping with certain sorts of pain, and being used to treat unhappy guts, mullein is a great herb to keep in stock, even if it doesn't have the glamour of catmint or the rarity of lungwort. So, he gathers a lot of it. And this is where we will end off for today. It seems like every episode, one cat dies of like something completely stupid and unexpected. And so far, it's been our starting pair, Bounceskitter and Biteiris. I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like Biteiris would have done that. I mean, he is confident, and it's not like he had another younger cat with him to consider. He figured he could get himself out of any trouble he got himself into, and he couldn't. But at least he did his part, raising the cats that Bouncekit left behind, and training them up to be good warriors. And finally we have found another outsider. So hopefully Hopeclan will be able to go on. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you all next time.